Ger, your National Championships medal today at the awards dinner. Can you talk about your season?
Yes, my downhill season went pretty well this year. I achieved my main goal, which was national champion title, and yeah, I just pipped my brother, who was champion before, and yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. But it's a little awkward sometimes in the family because we're so competitive. Internationally, didn't go so well. I had some complications, and I had actually probably a life-threatening crash, and I got the all clear, and yeah, that kind of, I suppose, put the fear in me a little bit, and yeah, it went good, and hopefully, I'm going to build on what I learned this year and go at it again next year.
Can you talk about that crash, where it happened and how it happened?
Yes, it was middle of August, like kind of ramping up towards the World Champs, and I was in Italy in Val di Sole, and it's one of my favourite tracks, really rough and fast, and I was in practice, and I kind of caught up with a slower rider and stayed committed around the outside, and actually hit a hole on the side of the track, and I just went over the bars down this really big steep hill, and yeah, I couldn't feel my legs for a while, and I'd actually only fractured my tailbone, so I was okay, but only for my neck brace I probably wouldn't be talking to you now. Yeah, that shook me up a little bit, and but I'm back on form and I'm loving it and still having fun.
How did you come back from something like that? Because I mean, as much as it's physical, getting over something like that, there's also, I guess, the mental thing, especially with downhill, because I guess courage and having balls and that is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's a sport that I love doing, and I obviously do it I go out my bike to progress and train and reach my goals, but downhill's a funny one, if you're thinking about braking, you're not going as fast as you can, and if you're thinking about crashing or these slight little mental issues, and it can be off-putting, and it doesn't maybe equate to the result that you should get, and I suppose everyone's a racer, and you have to this crashing's part of it, and I've been crashing from day one, and that's how I suppose come to where I am now, and yeah, it's just actually letting the crashes happen as well. Don't put your hands out and stop it. It's gonna happen.
You mentioned day one. What was day one? I mean, how did you get into the sport?
Funny you should say that. I got into cycling because of my cousin bought a magazine with a free video, and I mean, okay, I was a young kid, maybe a little bit naive, and I thought these were the gods. Like, I was like, whoa, how can they do that on the bikes? And pretty much got a bike that Christmas, just built jumps and heard about a race, and then I was pretty much hooked from there.
You mentioned your brother, so did you get in around the same time, or was one of you before the other?
No, me and Daniel got into cycling at the same time, and I suppose we pushed each other equally. Like Daniel was always in and around 10 seconds off me when he was younger, and there was a kind of a physical gap, I was always a bit stronger and bigger, and then as time progressed he caught up, and yeah, he started beating me, which I didn't fully like, and then yeah, we're just really competitive, and it's good to have someone who's pushing you along, because if I'm having a little off day or I'm not up to speed, he's making a gap, so I chase him and he chases me, so it's good.
How do you balance out, being brothers, but also the rivalry? I mean, does it get tense at times, or have you managed to keep it in perspective?
It is difficult, but wow, yeah, I'm trying to think back now. No, actually, it is actually reasonably good. Like Daniel's relationship, my relationship with Daniel is unbelievable, and like we could be eating the heads off each other, and then 2 minutes later turn around and go, oh, here, do you want a hand with that tyre, or change that wheel, and people kind of go, what's going on here? We actually have such a forgiving relationship, and we do get at each other a little bit, but at races we sometimes separate and come back and change lines, and we work with each other, and it's just like a teammate, really. And I'm actually really happy for him when he wins, and he's the same. It's mutual. Like.
How do you manage for funding? What's the situation there?
Funding is a difficult one. I did this year. I did a fundraising cycle. I cycled. I towed a fridge to Galway on a tandem with my brother, and that raised a little bit of funds, and I was pretty good. But usually, it's my parents and my own little bit of work in the winter. As work isn't in abundance these days, it's kind of difficult, and I'm a civil engineering graduate with no prospect in Ireland, so it's kind of difficult to see my mates in a different country, and they're earning like vast amount of money, and I'm trying to break even and achieve my goals in cycling. So really just trying to market myself as well as I can, and the sponsors I have like Volkswagen and Cycleways, they're like my biggest sponsors, and I can't thank them enough.
Are you hoping to get more on board?
Yeah, this year I'm going to be doing a mountain bike documentary for Setanta, and they're going to broadcast it in the summer, so I'm actually looking for sponsors at the moment, and it's to also portray cycling, me as an athlete, how my life revolves around cycling, and if those sponsors can help me through the season, then they'll even get a return on that, and that's the plan, just to keep having fun and achieve my goals.
What's the schedule like for the next few months?
Next few months it's a lot of admin work. Like, I manage my own team, Wolfe Racing, and I'll do a lot of different training. Like, I've started running recently, and I'd often get on the BMX or motorbikes and road bikes, which actually, I know it's weird, but to get good at downhill, sometimes you have to stay away from it to keep you fresh and get you hungry for it. And I'd read a lot of books on psychology, and I don't know, just have fun, pretty much.
Do you know what targets you'll have next season? What races you'll be aiming for?
Well, if the European Champs goes ahead next year, that's my main goal. It's like a few years. I'd love to be a world champion, and that's what I'm aiming for. And I think there's a track that's coming up that'll suit me. And I suppose I'd like to retain my title again as national champion. There's a few European series that I want to progress in, and I know I want to win races. I'm tough on myself. I don't do excuses. I just want to win. Simple as that. Because it's such a satisfying feeling, and like all the crashing, all the training hard, the blood, the sweat, the tears, it doesn't mean like it's nothing. I don't mind. I'll do it. If I win, and it's just amazing. That's what I want to do.